Viva the weekend and happy Valentine's Day. Guam is getting back into its groove with the reopening of movie theaters and bingo halls. Plus, there was a verdict in an ongoing murder trial, so let's get to it. I'm Peter Santos, and here's your TrendSpotting report. Let's get to some of the good news that got us excited this week, first starting with the reopening of movie theaters. Alright, that actually happened at the end of last week, but with a giant hiccup, theaters weren't authorized to sell concessions under the executive order. And perhaps it was an oversight on Tango's part and maybe not the greatest communication with public health, but it put a wrench into the plans of the only theater reopening. Tango theater managers told KUAM that their bread and butter are hot dogs and popcorn. Essentially, concessions is where they make their money. Tango pushed through and reopened last Friday minus the nachos and raisinets. And just before Friday turned into Saturday, a public health guidance memo was released authorizing theater concessions starting at 8 a.m. on February 6th. Theaters, of course, are required to take all the necessary measures to keep their customers safe, including keeping everything sanitary and recording who comes and goes. And moviegoers are urged to practice the same safety measures, including wearing masks, except when eating. Over social media, viewer Vanji San Nicolas said, "It's about time." And Lisa Iriarte Kenga Tudela said, "See, all we had to do was be patient." And for those who have been patiently waiting for a chance to go to bingo, that activity was also authorized over the weekend. We got wind of the return of the Mangilao Senior Center's bingo nights on Mondays and Wednesdays. Of course, seating is limited and everyone must follow public health guidelines. We took a poll and asked you whether public health should allow bingo halls to reopen. 31% of you said yes, while a whopping 69% of you said no. Now on to one of the biggest crime stories of the week. The verdict was guilty for Joshua Palacios, accused of murdering Keith Castro in the summer of 2019. After the defense rested, the jury went into swift deliberations, taking just 2 hours to convict Palacios in the shooting death. Over a trial that spanned nearly a month, witnesses testified to the events of July 28, 2019 that led to the shooting of Castro. Thomas Titano, who was also convicted for his part in the brutal assault, also testified, pointing at Palacios as the shooter. In the end, the verdict brought some closure to Castro's family, who've been waiting for justice. Castro's father, Peter Castro, attended the trial each day with a picture of his son in hand.
It is very painful, ma'am, but at least I'm very happy that justice has been served, and that's all I want to do here. The only thing that I don't know really what's the motive that they killed him, but at least the justice was served that the murder is going to be behind bars for serving his time of the murder of my son.
Viewer Julianne Cruz shared her thoughts on the case. "Truly a sad story. My condolences to the victim's family. Prayers for both families involved since both parties have been affected. The drug world has placed our island in turmoil. We need more programs to help those afflicted with drug use and stiffer penalties for repeated offenses." And turning to public safety, this week there were 3 auto pedestrian incidences within days of each other, and last Saturday, in one instance, a man lost his life. And on Thursday afternoon, a car careened into a crowd of Gov Guam workers taking care of a tree outside Benavente Middle School in Dedito. The workers, however, included Dedito Mayor Melissa Savares, who sustained injuries and was among 5 in the group who were taken to the hospital.
We were here for a site inspection with Department of Education, the administration from BMS, and the mayor's office. So Mayor Savares and her team. And we were all on the sidewalk looking up, doing an inspection when the railing started to shake. And we looked down and noticed it was moving away from us. And when we looked up to our left, we noticed that this car racing down the sidewalk. But yeah, there were about five of our team, of the group, that were hit by the driver. So the immediate response was, everybody's conscious, everybody okay, relay that to dispatch and request for support.
And we'll touch briefly on the big game that took place Monday Guam time between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With Super Bowl vet Tom Brady leading Tampa Bay, the Chiefs were creamed 9-31. And in our neck of the woods, our team at KOM was pumped up for the big game, or maybe that was just the food.
Hey, I brought my old portable, I call it a Big Red, and here we go. I can smell the Jack Daniels. So what they had me do, our friend Kimmy, had me do like a Jack Daniels marinade. So I did a Jack Daniels short rib. There's like a cup of Jack Daniels in there and a whole bunch of stuff. And then I did some pork belly with Jack Daniels and apple cider vinegar and a little bit of garlic. So Bree already tested the smoked meat. And then we have Double D's famous Tanala here. This is the spicy one. It's freaking, Oh man, it's freaking old man.
Be sure to check out the KUAM YouTube page to catch the rest of our team's coverage of the game and some recipes you'll need to try for yourself. Till next time, adios.